How's it going, Troops? Dawn here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the strike packages and all the kill streaks and rewards that you can get in Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer. Some things are similar back from Modern Warfare 3, like for example the names of the strike packages, which are Assault, Support and Specialist that we all know and love, or sometimes hate, EMP, Stealth Bomber. So before I go a bit more in depth in all this stuff, in the Support and the Assault strike packages there are less kill streaks and all that, so you know, I guess that's a good thing. You know, it means it's more gun on gun, more play styles, I guess. So moving on to the actual strike packages, we're going to be splitting all three of them down into different parts. So here's the first bit, and that is the Assault strike package. We're going to go a bit more in depth with this, and the first thing that you get, I think it's a 4-point streak, and that is the SATCOM. The SATCOM is essentially the UAV, but it's a bit different. Rather than having a little UAV plane in the air, you've got a little UAV SATCOM station that you can place down on the map. And from what I've heard, you've got to place them down in like you know, little hidden parts on the map and all that. You know, that way, you know, it stays alive for as long as it can. I think it's the same amount as the UAV. I think it's 30 seconds before it like destroys itself. But it can be destroyed quite easily from what I've heard, so at least that's a good thing. At least the UAV is not going to be that powerful. Plus you can always counter it. I think I found out one of the perks that's similar to UAV Jammer, and I think it's called Off the Grid, which allows you to be countered from UAVs and all that, so I guess that's good. So we're going to go a bit more in depth with the SATCOM, and obviously it can help you build up to a advanced UAV, which we know from MW3. And that showed you the direction of the enemy that they were at, unless they had assassin on, in which you know, they didn't show up at all. And it was similar to the UAV, where it swept over. It wasn't constant like the VSAT from Black Ops 2 or the Blackbird from Black Ops 1. So this is how you form yourself this advanced UAV. So if your team has one SATCOM station up and running, it will just show you where enemies are in like the nearby proximity. If two SATCOM stations are up at the same time, then you have a UAV sweep that starts. If three SATCOM stations are up at the same time, then the UAV sweep will be a bit faster than what it normally is. And finally, when you have four SATCOM stations at the same time up and running, it forms yourself the advanced UAV that we know from Modern Warfare 3. So it's pretty cool, and it works in the same way as, you know, you have three UAVs at the same time, and boom, you had the advanced UAV instantly. It's a nice tactic, and it's something that's a bit weird, I guess, but it's something I can live with. I mean, if Off the Grid perk counters it, then I'm all good. So moving on to the next kill streak, and that is the IMS. The IMS is returning. I'm not too sure if it's called the IMS, but it looks just like the IMS, so I'm just going to stick it with that for now. Next up we have the guard dog, or I call it the squad dog, but it's called the guard dog. It don't matter what you call it, it's basically a dog. And what it does is it follows you around. I think you can whistle it, so you know, if it like goes off a bit, you know, you can whistle and it'll come back to you. It growls when the enemies are in the nearby area, and also if the enemy tries to attack you, the dog runs up at you and then they bite you and kill you. So like I said, I mean, it fits perfectly in the Assault strike package. I mean, it's a bit more on the offense, killing people. Next up we have the sentry gun making a return, and I'm hoping it's not like the sentry gun back in Black Ops 2 where even a knife can't even destroy. I mean, come on. I mean, yes, you know, if you knife it, it's, you know, pretty weak, but I mean, sentry guns are really deadly in Black Ops 2. They just really are deadly. Now, for the next three of them, I can't really make out what they are, to be honest. So, unfortunately, I cannot say what they are. Unfortunately, I apologise, but I just can't really make them out. Moving on to the next one, I guess. That's going to be called the Vulture. It's basically and essentially the quadro drone that we know from Black Ops 2. However, it's a little bit different. Rather than it being in the first-person form, it's in third person, and you have like little target. You have a little target that goes on the ground, and you can like shoot the minigun from that. So it seems a bit better than it was back in Black Ops 2. However, you know, when it actually comes to playing it online, I don't think it'll be too good. I don't think people will use it, to be honest. I mean, maybe just to try it out. I'll probably try it out, maybe. We'll have to wait and see, though. After that, we have something called Maniac Juggernaut, or Juggernaut Maniac. I don't know which is which, but it's a Juggernaut that's basically on crack, if you want to call it. Not only do you have increased Juggernaut armor, but you have a knife and Basically, you have a really fast speed, you do, so I'm guessing that the armor is going to be a little bit less powerful than the other Juggernaut, which I'll come to in a second. Obviously, if it's running at a fast pace, then obviously the armor's got to be a bit less, otherwise there's no real logic in that. So basically, you run around and you just knife people with increased armor. Then after that, we have the plain and simple Juggernaut. What this allows you to do is, it allows you to have increased armor, and apparently you pull out a minigun, which is like a death machine. So it's pretty powerful, it does, but it's higher up. I think it's at a 14-point streak, so it's a bit higher up in the category. So we have to wait and see to see if it's pretty powerful or not. Don't forget that this game is still in its beta, so it's not the final product. So, you know, if there are any issues that, well, people that played the game, you know, they might have said, I'm sure they'll tweak it. After that, it appears we have something like a chopper gunner or like a helicopter that you get to pilot, which is, again, it's pretty cool. However, I'm not too sure what the last one is. It looks like an AC-130 to me, but at the same time it looks like a giant bird. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, moving on to the next strike package, which is support. A lot of things have been done with this, and from what I can see, there are no more EMPs, and there are no more stealth bombers, so you know, don't worry guys, if you're probably thinking, oh, support, it means EMP systems and stupid stealth bombers are on the offense and not supportive. Don't worry, they've gone. So moving on to the actual streaks. First one is the SATCOM, which I previously mentioned. Then the next one is the ballistic vests. They are making a return. I find these pretty useful in team game modes, but they were abused a bit. People got really annoyed in hardcore SOD when their own teammates would just stab it, and it means they'll disappear. So hopefully they'll fix something like that. Moving on to the next one is the care package. The care package has been removed from assault into support. But then again, it does fit the supportive role. It's a care package, you're caring for your team, it gets you something nice. Whether it be a SATCOM or whether it be a Juggernaut. Next up, we've got a new kill streak that is called the Night Owl. From what I saw, the Night Owl, it basically follows you around the map, and it's like a little motion sensor really, and it has like a timer on it, so it's not forever. But it follows you around the map. It's essentially like this, I don't know what you want to call it, metal bubble, I guess you could say. After the Night Owl, it appears that we have a rocket launcher as a kill streak. Don't worry guys, it's not like, oh my god, rocket launchers, noob tubes, oh, you know, don't worry guys, it's pretty okay, and it has its limits, it does. It's called the Mors rocket launcher, and the way it's spelled is MAAWS, so Mors. And it's essentially a two flare like rocket kind of thing. Basically what you do is you aim at a target and it shoots a single rocket. The rocket then splits itself into two. It then goes off in its own direction before collaborating back into each other to form an explosion. Moving on to the next one, it appears to be the counter UAV, or I don't know the official name, maybe it's the counter SATCOM. Either way, it blocks enemy radar. Next up, I can't really tell what this is either, so I don't know what it is. I thought that'd be the counter UAV, but with a SATCOM being a station rather than a plane, you know, we have no idea what it is. The next streak appears to be a guy with holding some sort of a riot shield, and I do have an image of a riot shield that is from the Charlie Intel YouTube channel. This guy had a riot shield. It looks similar to the assault shield, so I don't know whether it allows you to plant it down on the ground or whether it's just you holding it. Either way, it'll be hardly abused. I mean, why the hell do you have a streak that allows you to have a shield in front of you when you could have a streak that, you know, tells you where all the enemies are? Next up is the Helo Scout. Basically, a helicopter goes around the map, and you are a sniper in that helicopter. Although it's not really easy when the helicopter's, you know, making a left turn or, you know, making a right turn. It's not too easy. So it might take you a while to get used to get a few kills. Next up, it appears we have some sort of invisible cloak. I have no idea what this. I don't know whether it allows you to become invisible for like 10 seconds or so, or for 30 seconds or what. It seems a bit weird and a bit maybe possibly overpowered. The fact that when an enemy had this and you don't know where they are, although in the reveal trailer a guy made a huge jump and right beneath him was a guy with this invisible cloak, and you know, he moved away from him and you can see the outline of the, you know, the guy. So he's not completely invisible, but you know, it's the majority of him is invisible. You can see his outline. Next up again is the Juggernaut. It's not the Juggernaut Maniac, it's the standard Juggernaut. Or I don't see why a guy with a death machine or something like that would, you know, be a support streak, and it seems a bit more assault-like. But like I said, it's in its beta, so this ain't going to be the final product. Finally, it appears we have what was the last thing on the assault strike package. To be honest, it could be like the escort, like drop kind of thing, where it drops a load of care packages. We saw the Osprey gunner in the assault strike package back in Modern Warfare 3, and then we had something similar like that, but it was called the escort airdrop. And basically it was an Osprey gunner that shot the guy, so rather than you being in it, it just shot any enemies trying to, you know, take care packages and or around the area. And, you know, that way, you know, you can collect the care packages set yourself. So overall, these strike packages look pretty good. Obviously, we know what specialist strike packages. It's all the perks out in the game. Once you hit the specialist bonus, you unlock every single perk. Seems a bit powerful, but then again, a lot of the perks and the pro perks, you know, they're split off. They are. For example, Sleight of Hand Pro in Modern Warfare 3. Sleight of Hand allows you to reload faster, and the Pro version allows you to swap weapons faster. And in this game there are 2 separate perks. So if you want to have that Sleight of Hand Pro from Modern Warfare 3, well, you're just going to have to equip Sleight of Hand and the faster weapon swap perk. So it doesn't really seem too overpowered, but I think it's a bit powerful than it is back in Modern Warfare 3. So this is my little breakdown of the strike packages in Call of Duty Ghosts. So far it's looking good, and it really intrigues me. I can't wait to do my behind the lines episodes where I go a bit more in depth with the kill streaks and the perks and the equipment and stuff. Bit separate to the weapon guides really, or should I say similar. Anyway, hope you did enjoy this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have come across this video and you're not subscribed, do subscribe for more information and more content from me about Call of Duty Ghosts and some gameplays, as well as with weapon guides coming later on. So in the next episode I'll be covering some of the maps that we got to see in Call of Duty Ghosts. I'll give you a little teaser. One of the maps is called Octane. Octane is basically a compound of hydrocarbons, so hydrogen and carbon, and it is in the alkane family, so there's a little bit of chemistry for you guys. I never forget my chemistry. I'm always a smart guy. So until that next episode, guys, I'll see you later, troops. Peace.